so the Fight Night event just came out a few hours ago. I already recorded this video, but sadly the resolution of the video was like wonky. It recorded my screen but put it in the top left corner of the screen. I don't know how to fix it, so I'm just gonna re-record it. Sadly you won't get my first impressions, but at the same time I've seen leaks for almost every item. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it. First, I'm going to go through the cosmetics. I'm going to do this quicker because I've already seen them all, but I'll just give my opinions on them. First, we have Copper Core for Pathfinder, and as I said, I don't really like this one because it looks just like this one for Pathfinder. It is almost identical, except I think this one is animated and doesn't have blue on it. Other than his eye. Next up, we have Gold Standard for Rampart. I think this one's pretty average. Nothing much else to say. Next up, we have Bronze Age for the R301. I really like the colors on this one, except for the purple in the middle. Also, when it comes to epic skins, I'm not the biggest fan of the animation in the middle. But other than that, this is a pretty solid, clean skin. Next up, we have Oxidization for the Hemlock. I think this one's one of the few skins that's like metallic looking that can pass off because it does look like silver. It's got like this marble kind of effect to it, which I think is pretty cool. The only bad thing I'd say about this is the animation in the middle. I don't think it really fits the theme that much, but other than that, it's just your standard Hemlock skin. Coming up next, we have Magnetic Volley for the Spitfire. It's just a Spitfire skin, in my opinion. The red and black is kind of cool. I think the blue kind of ruins it. The red is also kind of a more muted color, if that makes sense. It's not a bright red like the one I currently have on my Spitfire, which is this bright red one. But other than that, it's an alright skin. Moving on, we have Green Ripper for the Longbow. As I saw in one of the leaked videos, they mentioned this looks just like the Code of Honor skin, which I fully agree with. It looks like nothing too special. There is a few bits of like black and like a darker green mixed in, and then obviously the pink animation, but I don't think this is anything too special. Next up, we have the Loba banner pose, which is called Charming. I think this one's alright. I'm not too much of a Loba player, so I don't know if I'm really the one to judge, but I don't really like it too much. I don't hate it at all, though. It's definitely kind of cool. But yeah. Next, we have Stalker for Revenant. I think they really nailed the whole creepy aspect with this one. I don't play Revenant at all, but definitely think this one's pretty cool. Next up, we have Crossed Swords for Bloodhound. I'm not too big of a fan of this one. It's kind of cool, but they usually don't have swords. I don't think they've had swords in any of the lore. I know they have their axe, and I think they have a knife, but I don't know why they have swords now. It's an alright skydive trail, but I don't play Bloodhound, so I will not be picking this one up personally. Next up, we have Kicking It for Crypto. This one's pretty cool. I liked Soccer a lot growing up, and this kind of reminds me of like a bicycle goal or something. Alright, for the charms, the first one we have here is Iced Out. I really like this one. I feel like they could have passed this off as a legendary charm. It looks really cool. But yeah, other than that, I think there's not much else to say. It just looks nice. The last epic item for the 24 items is this Ritual Decoration. It's probably Revenant based. Not too big of a fan of it. Kind of like bored of the whole skulls thing. I'm pretty sure there's like 2 or 3 other skull charms. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's pretty basic. Alright, kicking it off with the legendary skins. The first one we have here is Self-Reflection for Loba. Okay, in the leaks, I was really hyped about this skin. But in-game, it's not too good. It's not bad, but it's not as good as I thought it would. I really do like her jacket. I'm not the biggest fan of her hairstyle right here, or the makeup. This thing also doesn't really match the color scheme, and then I'm not the biggest fan of the brown straps. I do like her hand jewelry, though. I think that would be a selling point for the skin, because all you really see in game are the hands. Her nails are pretty cool as well. I don't think I'll be getting this one. I might, but probably not. Next up, for the legendary skins, we have Mirage's Boogie down. I definitely think they nailed what they were going for with this skin. Maybe should have added a little bit of like disco, kind of like Loba's skin. I'm not the biggest fan of how the skin looks, personally, just in my opinion, but I do think it looks good. It's just not something I would wear. Alright, so Dress to Impress Bangalore. This is her new event skin. The thing about this one is, as I recall, the devs or like the people who manage skins, they said that this was going to be Bangalore's best legendary yet. As I recall, I could be wrong. I personally disagree. I feel like this is one of her least interesting event skins. That's my opinion, obviously, but I think they could have done a lot more for her. Definitely nails the theme they're going with. I don't know about the hair, but other than that, it's an alright skin. Next up, we have a Dangerous Game for Bloodhound. I really do like the color scheme on this skin. I don't like how their mask is kind of like poofy, but it does kind of fit the theme. As I said in the first recording, this, now that I look at it, reminds me of Iron Man a lot, but the colors don't really match. Kind of disappointed about that. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty solid skin. Next up, we have Revenant. This skin is alright. They definitely nailed the whole dead skeleton look. How there's like no emotion or anything there. The colors are alright. His legs look like they're about to snap. The blue parts kind of have a marble look to them. But other than that, oh, there's the Hammond robotic logo there. Just realized that. But other than that, it's a pretty solid skin. Alright, next up for the legendary skins, we have Worlds Apart Lifeline. This skin I personally like. I wonder what the cultural thing is. It looks like it has a cultural background to it. I could be wrong, but it's definitely very unique. I really like how it looks like modern clothing. There's not too much gear on other than the like thruster pack at the back. The only thing I don't like about this skin is her shoes. I'm not the biggest fan of that style of shoe, but it definitely goes along with the outfit. I might get this one, but I'm not much of a Lifeline player, so I probably won't. Alright, I completely forgot about this one. This is my actual favorite legendary skin. This is called, I believe that's supposed to say Hot Drop. This one, it just looks so nice. I really do like the color scheme they went with for this one. Even her pylon is changed. Actually, now that I think of it, it's probably changed on every skin. It's a really nice skin. Really like what they did with it. There's some details here. I definitely think this is the best skin in the event. Now moving on to the legendary weapon skins, we have the G7 Scout. This is probably my least favorite. I'm not the biggest fan of the Scout. And on top of that, the colors are kind of bad in my opinion. Or they don't go well with each other. I can't tell if it's like a gold or a bronze or a silver. Depending on the angle you look at, it really changes. The blue's alright. They didn't do a bad job modeling it. I just personally don't like it. Next up, we have the Emerald Abstraction. I believe it's how you pronounce it. It's for the Havoc. I do like the green on this. Not the biggest fan of the browns and golds, but overall, it is a pretty solid skin. If I got it, I wouldn't be too mad. I don't use a Havoc really, but I do like this skin. Next up, we have the Sweet Revenge for the Devotion. Now, I really like the colors of this skin. I am into very bright colors. I prefer bright colors. I don't really like golds, browns. Some darker skins are pretty cool, but I really like bright skins. I know they're a competitive disadvantage, but I still like them. Next up, we have the Dark Hearted for the Alternator. As I said before, I think this one's very, not basic, but I feel like we've seen very similar skins. It reminds me a lot of the Iron Crown event. Nothing too special, but it is really clean. I'll give it that. But yeah. And last but not least, we have the Triple Take Abstract Idea skin. This one is very simplistic, I'd say. It's got a little bit of different designs, and the colors are kind of, in my opinion, they don't really go together, but they do at the same time. Thing I noticed is it only has 2 holes here, which kind of defeats the whole triple part for a triple take, but still a pretty decent skin. Last but not least, we have, if you get all the items, you get the melee weapon, which is the War Club Heirloom for Gibraltar. Personally, I think he should have gotten his hook. I've heard that there is like a whole cultural thing going on where they can't add that, but that could just be people in the comments making stuff up. I do like how this part looks down here. I like the charm. I'm not the biggest fan of the red glowing part. I don't think it really matches his character that much. I don't think it can fit too many skins, but it is very unique, I'll give it that. The inspect animations are pretty cool, and I think a lot of Gibraltar mains might like this. Now moving on to the special offers tab. When you first see this page, you will be greeted with these 4 bundles, and that is the Fight Night bundle. It is the Memoir Noir, I believe is how you say it, for Pathfinder. This is the skin seen in the cinematic trailer. Some things to note is it's different from the lore event because he is a different kind of model. In the event, it was him wearing a trench coat over his normal Pathfinder model. This one looks slightly different. Some cool details. He's got a revolver, and then one thing I noticed is on the back here there is a typewriter. Took me a second, but there's a typewriter here. It's really cool. I think it definitely goes in with the theme of having to have the thruster packs. Other than that, there's nothing too like hidden. I personally like it. It's a really good skin in my opinion. It comes with the charm Fedorable, which is the Pathfinder orb looking thing with the fedora on, and then this voice line from the cinematic.
Piss off, Scablander. I learned that from an old friend.
I personally really like that. I think it's great. It really ties in with the lore event. I think a lot of people will like that as well. Moving on, we have the Precious Metals bundle for Loba. It is her self-reflection skin, as well as the Bronze Age R301 skin. It is essentially you buy the Loba skin direct purchase, and you get this one for free. So that's cool if you want those 2 items. Or if you just want the Loba skin, you get this thrown in there. Next bundle, we have the Bathe in the Bloodhound bundle. It comes with the Dangerous Game skin for them, as well as 7 event packs. So if you were going to buy that heirloom, you might as well get this one too, because it's a better deal. And then last but not least, for the bundles, we have It's Ya Birthday bundle, which is the Worlds Apart Lifeline skin, as well as 3 event packs. If you move on to the new items, we have Futures Pass, which is a very clean looking caustic skin. I don't know why they made this mask the way it is, but other than that, it's just a very clean bluish teal and white skin. I might be picking this up, I'm not sure. Then we have the Pepperminted Mastiffskin. I definitely feel like they made this for the Winter Express event and just couldn't find a way to fit it in, so they recycled it for this event. It doesn't look terrible, but I don't think it's anything too special. Last but not least, we have the Mini Marvin. I think this is a pretty cute charm. It reminds me of obviously the Marvins around the map. I'd say it's worth. It's not a bad charm at all. Next up, you have the Winses Watson tracker, which is just her torso. And then, alright, and right before I finish this up, I just wanted to go over the event tracker. So for the event tracker, you will be getting this badge, which is called Fight Night. You will be getting this charm called Autonomous Keepsake, I believe you say it, and it's the head of a poor Marvin. You will also be getting trackers for Watson, which is her new skin. You will be getting Decked Out for Gibraltar, which is a pretty basic skin. I like his boots, but other than that, nothing too special, in my opinion. Next up, we have the Fight Night loading screen. I think this one is pretty cool. Probably going to be using it. Then you have the other tracker they're going for, which is the Pathfinder stat tracker. And it's going to be him in his new outfit. Next up, we have the RE45 Turquoise Tranquility. I think this is by far one of the best, if not the best, legendary skin for the RE. Granted, I don't really know that many legendary skins for it, but off the top of my head, I think this one is probably my favorite. It is free if you do your challenges, so I'd say definitely grind for it. You have the Wins as Pathfinder, which is his torso as well. And then you have the Watson stat tracker, which are her legs. And then after that, I believe it is the Pathfinder legs, which it is. And then to follow that up, for completing all the stats, or the stat tracker, you get this really interesting red prism charge rifle skin. I personally don't like the colors. I think it's a bit weird, but it's definitely unique and definitely pretty cool. I'd say if you like it, obviously grind for it. It is entirely free. But yeah, other than that, there are these 4 badges, which the first one is deal 10,000 damage to enemy players with fully kitted weapons. That could be pretty hard. It depends on how good you are, as well as how lucky your RNG is. Maybe the fully kitted weapons are pretty common. I haven't played the game mode yet, so I don't really know yet. After that, you have the other badge, which is knock down 100 players with fully kitted weapons. Just like I said with the last one, it could be fully RNG based, whether you get the weapons or not. But from what I've heard, they're pretty common. And then next we have the win 5 airdrop takeover games, which is essentially just win 5 matches. Shouldn't be too hard for the average player. And then if you get all 3 of these, I believe you get this badge, which I'm correct, you earn all other badges. So yeah, that just about wraps up the event. I hope you guys like this. Tell me how you guys feel about the event in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all later. Peace.